Okay. What's up, everybody? So, the long awaited exclusive interview with Love Life After Lockup, Daonte Sierra. I appreciate you, joining the channel and the platform, man. It's I know it's been a long journey for you and everything. I highly appreciate you, blessing my channel and everything and taking upon this conversation slash interview and whatnot. I just wanted to, you know I'm sure the people out there want to know, just a little bit more about you and dive into you, just a little bit, dive into your story and whatnot, just a little bit more, man. Absolutely. So how's your week, man? How's your it's the end of the work week. It's Friday. How was your week? How'd your week go?
Well, I appreciate you for having me on.
Mm,
Anytime somebody invite me to do something like this, I don't care how big, small the channel is,
yeah,
I'm always willing to participate.
yeah.
It's funny how you said dive into my story. That's the name of my YouTube channel, Dive Into It with D. So
Exactly. Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, my week was same old work. It ain't even over. I'm working all week, so
Okay.
probably why I look so
And
tired.
Mr. Deontay, or D or whatever. Hey, man, not whatever. What would you like to be called? Is D cool?
Yeah, people call me D. You call me
Okay.
Deontay,
Okay.
Deontay, whatever
Okay.
is comfortable for you.
All right, whatever works. All right, D. Diving into the D, you got a YouTube channel, so we'll definitely make sure that link is available. So you guys make sure you guys like and subscribe on that, man. So as far as your week, what do you do? What's a regular week? What do you actually do for a living, man?
Hold on. I'm a structural welder at the Newport News shipyard out here in Newport News, Virginia. Basically, I work in a Navy shipyard
Okay.
as a
Oh
welder.
man. Oh wow. That man, that's a commending job. That's a commending job,
Yeah,
bro.
I don't
Yeah.
actually well. The thing is, though, I don't actually weld, but I got the
Mhm,
title. I basically work with them and get
mhm.
all the same pay as them. I just don't weld.
Okay. All right. And it's a pretty good living for you and everything.
Yeah, it's. I mean, out here the shipyard is one of like the top jobs. So I make over $30 an hour right now. So yeah,
Hey, that's good, man. That is good, bro. Um, yeah, I just wanted to. I'm a huge fan of the show. I've been watching it for
oh boy,
years, and you're definitely one of the most prolific people on the show. Most definitely, your story is highly coveted, man. What made you and what year? What made you decide to eventually go on the show and do something like this? Put yourself and your life out there.
say that's the most prolific. That's what they tell me.
Man, seriously, definitely
I
one of them.
I don't know. It's just kind of something we just did. Like I was like you.
Yeah.
I was a fan of the show, so I had been watching the show since like season one or two.
Hmm.
Then ironically, the one I was the most a fan of, I ended up dating Lindsey. But
Okay.
I just
Absolutely.
I watched the show, so I knew how it was. I knew how it operated. I was pretty much a super fan, if you want to call me that. But
Hmm.
I never expected to be on it. To be honest with you, I
Like how real is it? Like actually, going about your daily life, and then when you get the call, because I'm sure several people audition and whatnot
well,
for this position. How do they go through the process of choosing you?
I never really wanted to be on the show. I was just a fan. Sorry, my dog
Mhm.
over here playing with a toy. But
Hey, that's all good, man. Hey, we free to do anything. I got me a little drink. We
I
just we just relaxing and
uh,
what's yeah.
Man,
You
I ain't
go in.
even never really want to be on that show. I just watched it. What happened was the girl that I was dating before I started dating Nicolle,
Uh-huh.
the girl that passed away, Chelsea.
Yep.
She introduced me to Love After Lockup because she lived in
Oh,
Chicago. So
Oh, really?
I went up to Chicago to visit her one time, and she just happened to be watching Love After Lockup. Matter of fact, what the couple that she was looking at was Scott and Lizzie, the black girl, the black woman. And that's what drew me to the show, because I thought Lizzie was attractive. So I was like, who is this? And then I was like, what is this? And she was like, it's called Love After Lockup. I like it because it reminds me of us, because it reminded her of, I guess, of our relationship. So I was like, well, let me check this out. So then I started watching it, and I got sucked into it. So then by the time I started dating Nicolle, she had been locked up by the time the show came out. So she didn't really know what it was. So when she would call me, I would tell her I was like, I watched this show called Love After Lockup, man. It's this and this and this. And then she would say, oh my God, you should try to get us on that. And I never took that serious. I was like, man, I ain't finna sign up for that show, because I see how they make people look. So I'm just like, I'm not about to go up there.
Exactly.
But she just basically kept beating me down every other time she called, kept bringing it up. Did you email that show yet? And I was like, bro, I'm not finna do that. And then after a while, I just got tired of hearing it. So I think it was like one Saturday, my cousin was at my house. My little brother was there. I was just cleaning the house, and I just was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and email these people. So because I didn't think they was gonna reach out to me anyways.
Wow. We never do, it seems like.
Yeah.
And we never,
So
I didn't think, for sure. Go ahead, brother. Sorry about that.
I like, let me just do this so I can set her up the next time she call. I can say I did it and they ain't reply. So I went and sent them an email and just basically told them my story. Like, I told them what I had been through prior to Nicolle, how I met Nicolle. And then I sent 10 pictures of me and 10 pictures of Nicolle each. And then I went on about my business. And then 10 minutes later, I got a phone call from New York City. And so I
10 minutes later?
I usually don't answer them phone calls when I don't recognize that number. But for whatever reason, I picked up that day. And it was a good thing I did, because it was Sharp Entertainment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And we're like, we got your email, and you guys look really good, and you got a really good story. We'd love to have you on. And I'm just like, are y'all serious? Like, and so I was excited, and I emailed her, and I couldn't wait for her to call me so I could tell her. And that's pretty much how that went about. But we didn't make it, like, just because they called, you didn't necessarily make it then. You had to go through the casting process.
Okay.
And
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So you and Nicolle kind of figured that out for yourself, and she agreed, and you were like, okay, yeah, let's do this. They got back to you 10 minutes later, and I think the entertainment company is the production company is Michael Sharp, if I'm not mistaken. And I guess they're associated with WeTV.
Yeah, the WeTV is the channel. Sharp Entertainment is the production company that creates the show, basically.
Okay. Oh,
and so after I got that call, I think the next day is when I talked to the guy from casting. We did a Zoom meeting and spoke, and I had to tell him my story. And it's the type of show it is. They want some mess, some drama. So he kind of in the beginning was trying to pry stuff out of me.
Man.
He trying to basically get me to admit that I had been cheating on Nicolle while she was in prison. But I hadn't. Like, I was like, bro, I ain't cheat on her. Like, I was surprised that I didn't, but I was like, no.
They try to get some tea, and so they can kind of curate a story.
Yeah. I told him, no, dog, I got something to prevent that. And that's how Nicolle Jr. came about, because I told him I had it. And as soon as I said that to me, to this day, that's probably the biggest mistake I ever made. Because once I told them, then they wanted to know all about it and wanted to see it, and yeah.
So they're like real picky, like with are they? What you're saying is they try to like dig for information beforehand.
I didn't know that in the beginning. I was so naive in the beginning, but now that I know how the ins and outs of it, I mean, it's a trash TV show. So if you're a normal loving couple, they're gonna be interested in you.
Yeah.
So I didn't even think they were gonna be interested in me and Nicolle in the beginning because I
Wow.
didn't know what was going on. Like in my mind, I was so green and naive back then. I
Uh,
thought that everything Nicolle was telling me was gospel and the truth. So I was always telling her we gonna be boring, like we ain't got nothing going on. All the while, she had been doing all that stuff behind my back, and I didn't know about it, and they knew, and they just
doing
didn't tell me because they wanted it on camera.
I know she was sleeping around in prison. I know she mentioned on one of the episodes that I mentioned where you and your boy were sitting down and you guys had that little scene and whatnot. She mentioned that she slept with like 6 or 7 different and dated 4 or something of that magnitude. I believe that's true. She had 6 basically was messing with 6 girls, and 4 of them she was in a relationship and
Yeah,
everything. I wanted to go in, but just rewinding back a little bit. I know you mentioned that you dated an inmate before, and her name was Chelsea,
yeah.
and rest in peace to her. Never want to talk disrespectful on anyone who isn't here and their name and whatnot. But as far as that, so altogether you dated pretty much like three inmates altogether.
Yeah, all together, Chelsea, Nicolle, Lindsey. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And how much money, man, would you say altogether? I know you spent like, how much money would you say that you spent all collectively on all these females, man?
Well, I gotta clarify. I know I said like 30 grand or something on the show, but that's kind of just something they entice you to say.
That
That's
was
why.
for Nicolle. That was for Nicolle, right?
Yeah,
How much for
that's kind of just something they entice you, estimate they entice you to
uh
say. That's why so many different cast members say the same thing when they say how
mhm.
much money they spent. Cause
Okay. Got you.
so
Absolutely. Yeah, I noticed that. Wow. Okay.
I
Yeah,
I
thank
don't
you for
think
that.
I ever had 30 grand to spend on somebody, but I'm gonna say I dropped some bands. I know that much for sure. On
Yes.
all three,
Yeah.
on Chelsea and Nicolle collectively. Lindsey, I never really sent no money to. Lindsey never
Mm,
asked me for money, so
surprising.
Lindsey would actually send me money sometimes.
She had
So
Blaine to help support her. I'm sure.
well, he can't support himself, let alone her. So
Exactly. I mean, as far let's go into. I mean, so the females that you were with, I want to talk about. I want to go into the Nicolle story just a little bit. As far as like Nicolle, when you sat down with Nicolle and her lover in prison or whatever. She tried to disguise it at the beginning, from the beginning. When you sat down with them to talk about, they mentioned something about a poly relationship at first, and then they said it will never happen, or something. Can you clarify like what exactly happened in that situation? Because I was curious about
well,
that.
well, it's a good thing I'm able to speak freely now, so I could actually on my YouTube channel I spill all the tea about that, all of that. But I mean,
Diving into the D.
as far as Tia goes, like I didn't. She's always told me,
Mm-hmm.
because even though me and Nicolle fell out around that time,
Mm-hmm.
afterwards we ended up reconnecting for a while and kind of actually did have sex and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so she kind of opened up to me a little bit about a lot of that. So she has always told me that the reason Tia even came along is because the producers kept fighting for that. Because she said when she got out of prison, she didn't want nothing to do with Tia. But they were basically enticing her to hit up some of her exes.
Okay.
So, and
And,
I guess
and
Tia was
boy
the
did
most
she do.
interesting one. So when Tia came along, though, when she
Uh-huh.
actually appeared
Yeah.
and Nicolle got around her, from that point on, it was all Nicolle. Like basically, feelings came back.
Uh-huh.
So with that poly relationship type thing, we filmed that during our second season. Basically, what that was in real life.
Mm-hmm.
After all of that, after we filmed, me and Nicolle stayed together for a while. We didn't break up right after that. And so afterwards,
Okay.
she was using me all along. And what she wanted was Tia for her pleasure and me
Yeah.
for the finance. That's what I
Yep.
got from that. So she kind of came up with this thing to tell me, hey, listen, I'm a lesbian, honestly, but I love you. I can't help that I love you. But I just kind of want like
Fiscally
a poly
attractive.
relationship, basically. So she was basically, and then Tia herself called me and tried to talk me into it and was like, come on, dude, like, you'll have two girls, like, you'll be a boss. They were
That's what
basically trying
yeah.
to feed me, hey,
Yeah.
you'll have two girls, but all it was, we'll get to be together and you can keep him to spend his money.
Exactly.
Because
Yep.
Nicole was never interested in giving me nothing back then.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up giving me some later on, but she
Yeah.
wasn't interested back then.
Would
So
you would you have smashed Tia by
hell
chance?
no, absolutely. I was never
Given the
attracted to her like
opportunity.
that. No.
Exactly. You said you look like a boy or a man.
So like
I was
so
tired.
when we were filming that,
Yeah.
basically they came up with that because I'm gonna be honest with you. When we got to that second season,
Yeah.
her and Tia was already married. They went to a
I
courthouse
heard
and got
that.
married. So
Yes.
basically that pissed production off because when you do
Mm.
stuff like that, you're supposed to let them know so they can film it. They went
Mm.
ahead to the courthouse and did it.
Yeah.
So they had to have it. They had to have that storyline played out on the camera so the audience could catch up. So that's why they had me at a dinner talking about a poly relationship with them.
Yeah.
Because truth be told, I didn't even want to be there. Like, if you look at Nicolle during that season versus the first season, you saw how skinny she got and how she looked like she was on drugs and stuff. That's because we hadn't seen each other for real in months.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head.
So
I wanted to ask about that. She was high as a kite when y'all sat down for that segment as well. She
yeah,
looked like
basically,
she was nodding, and I was like, man, that girl skinny and high
like basically, if you rewind back to the scene prior to that where we met, like where I was in front of that fountain and I had that blue shirt on and she walked up to me and I was like, "What's wrong with her?" That was
mm,
real. Like that was my real legit first time seeing
mm,
her in 4 months. And so I didn't know what to expect. Like they kept me separated from her when we had the film.
mm.
We had no contact with each other. So that was my first time seeing her. When she came around the corner,
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Last time I
Wow.
see you, you was slim thick. And now look at you. So I'm just
Seriously,
and
seriously.
so all that emotion that you seen, like her breaking down, crying in front of me when I was
Yeah.
trying to talk to her, that was real.
You did pick some thick ones, my boy. I ain't gonna lie about that. Lindsey thick and Nicolle, like you said, perfectly said, slim thick. Both of them was lightweight thick and
Yeah.
just healthy. And she
So
got
So that whole poly relationship conversation they wanted us to have so that the audience could see that we had that. But it was real. Like that scene was real. I remember driving up to that thing and the producer was in the car with me and she was like, "You seem so calm, like to be like you don't seem nervous at all." And I was like, "What I need to be nervous for? What I need to be
yeah,
scared of? She ain't gonna do nothing to me." Like
yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna be because they told me please be friendly, like please don't cause no scenes, just let's do this here. And I was like, I'm gonna be as nice as this chick is with me. So I was like, I'll be cordial as long as she is.
Don't
So
start no nigga shit.
when I went out there and approached that table, you saw on the scene I was trying to be nice. Like that
Yeah.
was all real. I was like, y'all look nice, and it was all awkward because they didn't want to be there and they didn't want to be there near me. That's what it was.
Mm,
And so every time I was to see it, and what pissed me off about that scene is that they cut so much of it out. So
okay.
it just looked like I went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Mm.
But realistically, I kept trying to be cordial with these folks. And this girl kept cutting me off saying slick master. So I remember I kept looking over at the producer, like, I know y'all see me trying, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like, keep going. And then I got to a point where you can see me visibly shaking on that scene because I'm getting mad. To the
Wow.
point where I was like, you know what, fuck you, dog, because I got so mad. Like, you think I want to touch you? Like, she didn't even let me finish what I was getting ready to say. When I was like,
Mm,
we can be a threesome, what I mean was like, we can be like the three amigos, three
mm.
musketeers type deal. Not, I want to have a threesome with y'all. I don't
Okay.
want to touch you. I'm not nowhere near attracted to
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at that point, I wasn't even attracted to Nicolle like that. I just
Hmm.
had to do that scene, basically. I didn't
Facts.
care about her, but
Absolutely. Wow. How much of the show would you say, like percentage wise, how much of the show is like is basically artificial? How much stuff do they like, in a percentage on a scale one to 100%? Like how much is real and how much is actually they have you doing
You asked the right
to
person, buddy. They
Mhm.
can't stand me because of that. That's why I say I'm blacklisted. That's why they don't really mention me no more. But I guess
That's okay.
I'm gonna say it's about probably about I would say 85% scripted.
85% scripted. Wow, that's an extraordinary number, bro.
I can't even say that. Maybe a little bit half and half because
Roughly. Okay.
it's a lot of reality mixed with some scripted stuff, basically,
Okay.
or it's a lot of stuff that they didn't catch on camera, so you got to recreate it. Like when I
Hmm.
pulled up on Nicolle with that dude, that was a reenactment. It happened. That
Hmm.
actually happened the night before off camera, and they found out about it. And I told the story so well, they wanted us to recreate it on camera. So
Okay.
I
Do you
sucked it
have
up.
any say? Do you have any say of like what you do and like what's like how
Nope.
much say do you have of they're like you do this is a job and
No,
everything?
that's the reason why I'm kind of blacklisted now, and that's the reason why I became so much more vocal and got myself blacklisted because they don't really.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they
Okay.
sell you a dream, and you'll film hours upon hours of footage, and they pick and choose what they want to use, and this they make you no matter what you try to do to make yourself look good, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna make you look how they want you to look.
Yes.
So my role to them was to be the pathetic simp. And no
Yeah.
matter what I did to try to make, it's just that's how they made me look. Like they
Yeah.
would make me say certain stuff I really didn't want to say, or do certain stuff I really didn't want to do, like pull out that doll on national television, or stand up against that tree looking creepy, or put my head up against the window looking creepy. All this weird stuff they made me do,
Mm-hmm.
or like asking Nicolle if she wants some more money. I remember I was like, "Why do y'all want me to ask her that?" Like
Yeah.
it was just
Uh,
and like I don't know. It's just or they'll put certain camera angles on you to highlight embarrassing things about you. Like I had cottonmouth on one of my scenes with Lindsey. So I'm looking at
mm.
all this white stuff on the side of my mouth, and they sitting there just zeroing in on it and not telling me about it.
I know how that is.
They do stuff that people know. They do stuff like that, and you don't know
Yeah.
till you see it.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's just
Unbelievable,
stuff that
man.
you have to. You're naive to it in the beginning, but then after the
Uh,
fact, like you kind of like. I wish I had the mindset that I got now.
Absolutely. You
Back
approach it way differently. Um as far as as far as like them portraying you on the show, how did you feel about that? I heard I listened to a few of your interviews and whatnot, and diving into the D and kind of how you feel. You want to express again to the audience like how they portrayed you and how you are on a daily basis. Like did they get it wrong, right, half right, or like
they got it
what about
absolutely wrong. I was pissed off a lot of that
Mhm.
time. I had to overcome so much scrutiny and hate
Mhm.
from the general public because of the way these people made me look. Like
Yeah.
I was naive, and I do got a big old heart, and I love hard and all that. But and I was a simp to a certain degree, especially with Nicolle. But I wasn't as pathetic as they was making me look, and they,
I
yeah,
hated that, brother. I hated that so much. How they, because I was like, there's absolutely no way this brother got his own spot and nice
yeah.
car and well spoken in him, and you well put together, brother, man. No homo. And I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, why they want to portray you like that.
I
So
just,
I hated that they did that to you, man. I
I just said you
absolutely hated
gotta
that.
like nowadays looking back at it in hindsight, and looking at some of the new cast members and stuff that's been going on the internet since I kind of been laying low. And I see a lot of the same thing I was going through when I was being publicly scrutinized all the time. I see some of the cast members going on their social media,
Yeah.
going off at people. So it's a never-ending cycle. It's always going to be like that because they bring people, just regular people off the streets into all this, and they don't give you the PR training, so you don't know how to handle it.
How
And
much
then
did they vet you? How much did they vet you to
they
go
give
on the
you the
show?
bare minimum. They give you the bare minimum. They tell you, people are gonna say stuff, just ignore it. That's all they say. They don't really give you the type of like PR training that you need to be in this kind of thing, especially when
How,
you're somebody that's sensitive like me. Like when I see
yeah.
people tearing up my character, and I know damn well the truth,
Yep.
you can't help but to defend yourself. But now, like I'm at a point now where I realize that it's a business, and I wish I had like these people don't care about your emotions, so you can't go into this stuff with your emotions and make all your decisions based off of your emotions. And I wish I'd have had that mindset when I was white hot. It
Yeah.
was just bothering me so much I couldn't help it, but it's a business, so you kind of got to look at it like that. And if you want to stay in it and stay, sometimes you just got to realize what you sign up for. Like basically, you sell your
Yeah.
soul to the devil.
Mm.
You got to take whatever they give you because you enjoy the benefits from it. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy getting a big following,
Mm.
getting the money when I was getting it. Getting the recognition, meeting celebrities,
I
becoming
wanted
friends.
to ask, what's the money looking like? How do they pay you every show, weekly, and how
You get
ahead of
paid.
time how ahead of time do they record and then put it on the TV? What are we looking like? 3 months ago, 6 months ago?
You film about it pretty much about a year or so before they air you on television. Like
Dang, a
basically,
year?
like my
Wow.
first season with Nicolle, we filmed in November of 2020 when she got released, and that season didn't air until the next year, and I think July or June actually, June 2021. So a lot of people thought all that stuff was going on in real time and coming at me, and I'm like, bro, we done filmed that stuff months. Like, it's so
Yeah.
old. Like, and my first two seasons were filmed back to back. So I had already filmed two seasons before I was ever even introduced on television. Because
Oh,
we
really?
did, so we did Love After Lockup, and
Uh-huh.
then directly after it, they wanted us to do Life After Lockup.
Mm-hmm.
So we had already done two seasons before anybody even ever knew who we was. So
Okay.
everybody
Man,
thought that
that's
stuff was
crazy.
happening in real time. They thought like season one happened in real time, and then I went
Yeah.
right back following behind her. But no, it was all filmed
A
right
year and
after
a
the
half.
next. The only break I had was, when I started dating Lindsey.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, you get paid. I don't like to say the actual amount because some people don't like that. It's a couple
That's
grand an episode,
that's
but
okay. Yeah, yeah.
you have
Thank you.
to be on the episode. So basically, if
Mhm.
you don't make that episode, you don't get paid that day. I
Okay.
was I was the
Getting
first
paid
cast
handsomely.
member. I remember that I was. They told me I was the first cast member
Mhm.
my first season to make all 10 episodes. I was on all 10 of them.
Oh. Oh, really? Okay. That you were assigned?
Usually you don't make them all. They kind of give
Mhm.
you a break between episodes.
Mhm.
However, they will give you a cash advance if you need it before your season airs, because you don't start getting paid till the season airs.
Okay.
But if you're in a financial rut or something and you need something, if you done film footage, they know how many episodes you're gonna be on. If you
Mhm.
need some of your money, you can call them
Okay.
and they'll give you an advance. But then what's gonna happen is when your season airs, when that episode airs, you ain't getting paid because you already
Mhm.
got your money.
Yes. Oh, okay. Got you. Got
And they
so there's
also
no reruns. There's no like right now or YouTube royalties, or do they pay you for any of that?
no, you don't get none of that. No residual,
Damn, are
none
you
of that.
joking?
You
That
don't get none of that. And then some of the couples, some of the cast members, they pay more than others. Like
Mhm.
Lindsey was getting paid more than me. But it's not that they won't give it to you. It,
What?
it's not that they won't give it to you. You just gotta go negotiate with them if you feel
Mhm.
like you deserve more. I just never did that because I'm not greedy. So
She got a mouthpiece too. I'm sure she was at the table yapping her
she wouldn't
gums.
ask for hers.
Yeah.
A lot of them was making way more than some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll do certain stuff for certain
Mhm.
couples that they won't do for the other ones.
And that's why they don't want you getting together. I heard
Yeah.
one of your interviews where you guys, and I wanted to talk about the reunion and why you guys don't get together like any of these other shows to really build that brand and whatnot. You said because they don't want to talk about money.
The guy in charge is like heavily against that. It's not even in your contracts that cast members can't interact or be friends, but for whatever reason, it just hated so much. I used to get in so much trouble because I know so many of the cast members and met them. And it's like, man, like the excuse was it makes the show look fake. It makes it, you look like it's Love After Lockup Friends edition. But I used to be like, half the stuff we film is fake.
Yeah.
And then I used to be like, how that make the show look fake? Because some of us are friends. It just look like some of them are on the same show and they know each other.
Yes, we want to see that. If anyone is watching, we want to see that. A reunion, baby.
And the reason why we don't do reunions is the guy in charge said, oh, we're not. In his words, we're not that type of show. But I'm like, what type of show are we, bro? Like, I think the reason why we don't have reunions is because a lot of the inmates go back to jail or can't leave their state.
Facts. Good one.
Or can't leave the state. So, I mean, you can't really have a full reunion if half the people ain't there. But, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I personally feel like they don't want cast members becoming friends because they think we're going to talk about money and each other's storylines.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes we do. But, I mean... It ain't like we complain at them about it. I know.
You signed a contract. It ain't. Well, I mean, what could you do? Oh, you paid her. So the fact that you even know that Lindsey, the inmate who's just getting out of prison, is getting paid more than you, and that was going to be my other question. Do they pay? They pay the inmates the same?
They're supposed to pay everybody the same. It's just certain people will go. Linz was my girl, so of course she was gonna tell me what she was making. I just didn't go. That was my girl, so I ain't gonna tell on her. But I mean, what did you just ask? My bad.
Oh no, I was gonna ask. I was asking, did she like? How did as far as like the pay and whatnot?
What I was gonna say is how they pay you in the beginning is. The non-inmate is the only one that gets paid at first. Like when you go on love, when you do Love After Lockup, and I guess Love During Lockup now, the only person that gets paid is the non-inmate. So like when I did my first season, I'm the only one that got paid. It's up to you whether you're gonna split it with your inmate or not.
Okay, so the inmate, if they're currently in jail, they don't get the pay. No. So the video calls that they show for the show, they don't get any residuals for even that until they actually get out and film.
So my first season, I didn't give Nicolle a damn thing. All that money went to me. She asked me for it, and I told her, hell no.
Yeah.
It's mine. Now, when we got to Life After Lockup, then Nicolle started getting paid. They paid me, Nicolle, and Tia. That's if you make it to Life After Lockup, they pay everybody.
Okay.
You just lock up, you're not gonna get paid.
Got you. Okay, so they actually paid Tia because did they pay your boy as well? Everyone who appears on the show and guests, do they pay?
See that the thing with that is they paid Derek and they paid my mom, but normally they don't usually pay the side characters unless they ask for it. Like. The only reason Derek and my mom got paid is because they were so popular. They were able to negotiate. Something. They didn't get paid what I was getting paid.
Exactly.
Something.
Cool. I'm glad, man. They actually were able to get paid. That's awesome, man. I wanted to dive into the Lindsey and Blain situation real quick. Are you still cool with we keep going and everything? And whatnot.
Yes.
I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know it's like 9:30 after 9:30, but we're gonna be wrapping up pretty soon, brother. But anyway, I wanted to dive into did you know as far as Lindsey and Blain, it seemed like they had, just from how the show portrayed it, seemed like they had an undercover thing. And also, by the way, just going back to Nicolle, that dude who picked her up in the car, he mentioned that he was talking to her in prison the whole time. I don't know if you caught that or if, but it was a little snippet of him. He mentioned he was talking the whole time while you were talking to her, pretty much. So, I mean,
it wasn't when I was talking to her. That's the dude that was basically her boyfriend before she went to prison.
Yeah,
and he broke up with her because she was in prison. So he said he knew she was talking to other people, but by the time she got to me, they stopped talking. But the thing is, I knew she was still in it. I had a feeling because even by the time she got out, she had all his pictures plastered over her Instagram and wouldn't take them down, even though she was dating me. And she wouldn't post me nowhere. Like, I even tried to tag her on some of my Facebook stuff, and she removed the tags. I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, so yeah, that was a real scene though. I really did pull up on her, but it was a reenactment. But yeah.
How is Virginia? How is Virginia? Where you stay, and I think it's Newport News. Yeah, how is like the? I know there's like a rich cultural history, like American, and a lot of stuff happened. George Washington, I believe, lived in Virginia. Like how was the culture for a young black brother in where you live? Because I live in Cali, and I'm sure like it's way different and whatnot. So how is the culture there for your life and whatnot? How do they treat you guys?
Well, I mean, my city, they call my city like the hood or whatever. But I mean, I've been in Newport News since I was a teenager. I mean, to me, it's just a regular urban mixed city. Like, it's white people here, it's black people here, it's Hispanic people, Asian people. It ain't like.
So a brother could thrive there, huh?
Yeah, like it just depends on how you carry yourself. Everybody got bad areas and stuff. I've always been able to get along with everybody. So
wow, okay. Man, that's real nice. It seems like they treat folks pretty good, because I just be wondering about different states and like how they would treat you and how I'm treated. Going back to Lindsey and Blain's situation, did you know they had like a little undercover little fling and that he had a crush on her beforehand, or was that a surprise to you?
Go sit down. I mean, in the beginning, like, stop, Chanel. My dog trying to get my
dog.
I mean, I gotta be realistic with that. Like, in the beginning, I didn't meet him how we met on the show. Like, I was introduced to him through a FaceTime call with Lindsey. That's just one of her homeboys, and I didn't have an issue with him. He was cool. Like, he just was a dude she knew from back in the days. I never really had a thought that he had a crush on her up until, started staying with him sometimes.
Yeah.
That was all off the camera. So I didn't even get suspicious. Like, he was cool. He used to talk to me, what's going on, man? I heard a lot of good things about you. That's how you a lot of good
exactly. He's a interesting character right
and
there.
I thought he was pretty cool. Like, I had his number and everything. It's just
at first, yeah. But I think in his eyes too, yeah, he's seen what was up.
It was more so like he wasn't even supposed to be part of our season. Like, she just didn't have nobody else. Like, it's so hard to explain. Like, when she got out of prison early, so we were not prepared for her to get out. Production or nobody. I had to call them and tell them she was out. So I had to race down there to go see her. And what was supposed to have happened was her mom, Brenda, was supposed to film with us, but she didn't want to at first. So Lindsey was like running out because they needed like a supporting cast for her.
Okay.
Her mom didn't want to do it at first, so she was like, "I'll just get Blain to do it," because I was like, Blain. But basically they caught COVID, so we couldn't film at first when we were supposed to. So when I actually met Lindsey in real life, initially it was off camera.
Okay. Oh,
we
really?
did film that, and I put that on my YouTube channel. You see it as clear as day. I'm in a motel, and she knocked on the door. She jumped into my arms, and that is our real life
Oh,
first time
real.
back.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was real. Oh, that's interesting.
See,
That's
I
good to
went
know.
down there initially to film, and then what happened was her mom, Brenda, caught COVID. You know, because you got a COVID test before you film. So
Uh,
she tested positive for COVID. So because of that, she couldn't film. So
okay.
production didn't want to film, but I was already on the way to Mississippi. So I was like, I'm not turning around now. So I got to meet Lindsey off camera first, and we spent, some days together.
Hmm.
And then I had to go back, and that's when I got introduced to Blain when I left through a
Mm,
FaceTime call because Lindsey used to FaceTime me all the time, 24/7, and he just happened
yeah.
to be around, and we were cool. Like he was
Yeah.
just somebody she hung out with or whatever. It wasn't until I went down there to film the second time is when I started to have an issue because
For sure.
not everybody was well. That her mom agreed to film at first. I
Mm,
think I think that's what it was. No, she didn't. But I had to go down there to film finally. So as I'm on the way down there, I think her mom had refused again, and then that's when Lane was like, "I'll just get Blain to do it," and I was like, "Blain."
mm,
I was like, "Why would
man.
you get him?" Like, because
Yeah.
at first I didn't know what our storyline was gonna be because
Son-in-law.
me and Lindsey didn't have no
Yeah.
drama at first. Like me and Lindsey was each other's best friends for a
Mm.
minute, and when she was in prison, she let me fuck around with other girls. So
I
by
know.
the time
Mention that. Yeah, you
by
mentioned
the
that.
time she got out, I just wanted her. I got it all out. So
Yeah.
we were each other's best friends. We didn't have no real issues. So I was like, I hope we ain't a boring storyline because
Yeah.
we ain't really got no juice. Like,
Yeah. How could she if she I mean, bro, if she's in prison, I mean, she ain't really got no say over what her brother's doing. I mean,
yeah,
what
I
I
just was
mean,
always upfront with her about it. I told her like from the jump, like
yeah.
when I was with Nicolle, I held myself back and she played me. So I was like,
Yeah.
listen, I'm about to be on TV.
Yeah.
You already been on TV. So I was like, I know I'm about to get a whole lot of people in my DMs and probably a whole lot of girls I'm gonna want to sleep with. So I was like,
Hmm.
I want you.
You go down
I ain't
in the
gonna tell you no
DM.
lie.
Hmm.
I want you. You the one I want, but I ain't gonna tell you no lie. You ain't here right now. I'm gonna
Yes.
want it before.
A
And
black man has options, and we are a commodity.
yeah.
So they absolutely you ain't gonna find no great black man like you see on this screen right now. It ain't just gonna happen walking down the street. Who's gonna take care of you? I'm a married man. I got a wife and kids, and
So she was
I'm a nurse by trade. So yeah, you ain't gonna
She got it
find.
though. She got it. She was cool with it. I was, basically you're my main woman, but yeah, I
Mhm.
want to do other stuff. And she was down. And of course, she had a girlfriend in the prison with her. So I was like, you can do your thing. I'm gonna do mine. You're gonna be my main, and we're gonna talk to each other. And but when you out, she was like, that's cool. Just don't catch feelings. Don't get nobody pregnant. And when I
Mhm.
come out, that stops, and it's me and you. So I was down with that.
Yes.
It's just when I went down there to film
Uh.
and we had to include Blain. The production are funny with stuff because they be trying to keep stuff from the person that they think is naive so they can get
Mm.
the real reaction on camera.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm like, what exactly is the storyline gonna be when I got down there? Because they was like, so what's gonna happen is, Lindsay's gonna call you like she did for real, and she's gonna tell you she's with a friend. And I said, and what? I'm supposed to act jealous or something? That's the first thing I said.
Hmm.
And they was like, well, I mean, well, yeah, and I was like, see, I ain't trying to do this. Like, I was already getting a bad feeling. Like, I'm like, why do I need to act jealous of this dude? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And they were like,
I
there's
remember
nothing going
that
on.
scene. That's when you first met him on camera. When I seen that exact scene, and I think she had you on speaker while she was in the car with Blain, and you're saying
Yeah,
that was curated, huh?
yeah, that
Okay.
house, that wasn't his house either.
Oh, okay.
That was a friend of Lindsay's house that they let him use. He actually lived in
Trailer
a
park.
pretty broken down trailer, actually. They were just
Yeah.
that even the Charger he was driving was a rental car. That wasn't his car. He didn't have a car.
Okay. Oh wow.
So,
Gotta
so when I
look
went in
good.
there and met the guy, I mean, I already knew who he was. That was just my first time meeting him in person. So obviously we had to kind of play along like we didn't know each other or whatever. But it was afterwards, like it was after we shot that scene in that house, was when I started to get suspicious because,
Uh-huh.
he was on the phone arguing with his baby's mother. And I'm watching Lindsey, and she just all up in his conversation as if she's his woman. Like, tell her this and this and speaking. And I'm just looking at him like, I know you see me standing here, right?
Yeah. Why are you
And
in
I'm
this
like,
business?
and I got it that she kind of was protective over him because they'd known each other for so long. But I'm like, at the end of the day, he's a grown man arguing with his baby mama. He don't need you to protect him, especially when your man is here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I kind of got weary of that, but I let it ride. Like, I let it slide because, me and Lindsey went to filming and we had sex and all that on camera, whatever. And then it was when I had to leave. It's when I had to leave because that was right before Valentine's Day. And
Mm-hmm.
me and Lindsey had already made the plan to see each other on Valentine's Day,
Mm-hmm.
whether we was on camera or not. It's just them producers didn't want us around each other unless it was on camera so they could catch everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
even though Valentine's Day was like 3 days after I left, I wanted
Yeah.
to come right back 3 days later.
Yeah.
Even though realistically I really couldn't afford it and I'd have been killing myself, but I didn't care. I just wanted to be with Lindsey and see her on Valentine's Day. I had something for her. So I'm thinking we're going to continue on with that. And slowly but surely, Lindsey was kind of trying to talk me out of it. Like, she was like, that's not a good idea. And then all of a sudden, the producer calls me right after I get off the phone with Lindsey,
Mm-hmm.
trying to talk me out of it. So I'm looking at that like she don't want to tell these people. I said, because my thing is, these people don't run my life.
Yeah.
Basically, when they don't need me on camera, when I'm not filming, they're not gonna dictate where I go and who I go see or whatever. I know to
Yeah.
keep shit secret. Like I
But
know
they
how to.
try though. But they try is what you're
Yeah.
saying. If you're in contract with them, if I can just break this down, brother, sorry to interrupt you. If you're in a contract with them for however long, you're telling me that they try to even control your life outside. Like they don't want you.
They don't
They
want
don't
you.
want.
Like, basically, if they had it their way, you would basically disappear from social media until you just would promote the show, and that's it. You stay off social media until the season
Wow.
airs. You won't post nothing. That
Yeah.
like you gotta
Mm-hmm.
be because they don't
Yeah.
want to give away the story or whatever. But it's like,
Yes.
dude, I can't put my life on hold for all this time,
Yep.
and you're gonna basically tell me I can't see my girl that I've been waiting on to come out of prison all this time. And you're gonna tell me I gotta stay away from my woman until y'all
Smoking.
get ready for me to see her again. And sometimes that would have been 2 months from now. I wasn't down with that. Like
Yeah.
I've been waiting for you all this time. I want to come see you. So my thing is these people don't dictate my life. Like I know how to stay incognito and be secretive. I'm not gonna get around her and post no pictures all over the place for people to see us together. But their fear was something's gonna happen, something juicy is gonna happen, and they're gonna miss it.
Mm-hmm.
So they like to get
Yes.
stuff. They like to get it
Exactly.
when it's actually happening instead of
Yes.
having to recreate it.
I bet. I bet. Okay. Got
But
you.
my thing is, they better catch what they catch when they got us, and oh well, if they miss something, man, we'll recreate
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna go see my girl. That's how.
Yeah.
That's how my mindset was.
Yeah.
I'm
If
gonna
it
see.
ain't in the contract, then I mean, if I already filmed with her, and if I want to go out to dinner with Lindsey after I just filmed her,
Yeah.
I mean, on our time, then
I was
that's way
just
different. I mean,
I
I
was
see
just
what you're
stubborn
saying.
back then. I was kind of stubborn back then, and that's where me and Lindsey would kind of clash. Cause like
Yeah.
Nicolle didn't like after me and Nicolle got done filming.
Yeah.
Nicolle wanted to go out and do stuff, and they never wanted us, but Nicolle didn't care. So
Yeah. How come y'all didn't go to the club, or how come in the show y'all in the club, or something, or whatever at a strip club, whatever. They didn't
but with
show
but,
y'all.
but with Lindsey, she was kind of like Lindsey loved that show. Like I ain't even gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Lindsey loves it. She like that's her end all be all. So whatever they tell her, she's gonna go with it. Cause to her, all that's important is the money that comes from it. So
Yeah.
she was willing to listen to them and do whatever. I wasn't, and so that's kind of why we clashed. And
Okay.
then she started working shortly after that, and
She
started to
was
become
willing to sell her soul, huh? She
yeah.
was willing.
Then she
Hey.
started working shortly after that and started to become a little bit distant from me because I
Mhm.
got so accustomed to her calling me 24/7 and
Yep.
FaceTiming me 24/7, and then it
Mhm.
just stopped. And she probably really wasn't doing nothing but just working. But when you come get used to something and then it stop all of a sudden, your
Yeah.
mind start to wander. Especially me, because I'm an overthinker with everything I done been through. And so by this time, she's always with Blain now, staying with him. And I had such an issue with it because that was not the place that she was actually supposed to be, like, as far as like her parole, like Brenda's house is where she was supposed to be at, realistically. You know, her mom just kind of, she felt like she was in the way. Lindsey felt like she was in the way as far as Brenda and her daughter, Molly Grace, in their relationship. So she always felt more comfortable being over there with Blain because she felt like her mom didn't want her sometimes. I didn't give a damn about that. I was like, I don't care how you feel. If that's where you're supposed to be at, that's where you need to be at instead of staying up with this dude. Like,
yeah.
and I didn't even have an issue with him at first, but the more distance she got, the more my mind started to race. And we shared.
Do you think she cheated on? Do you think she cheated on you with Blain while you were together, or do you have evidence of any cheating on her part?
That's why my mind was always racing because she started to get more distant. We had each other's location, but it was like every time I saw her location in that one place, that steady place where I knew he was at, my mind was always wondering what's going on, you know. And then I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of hard on her and would lecture her a lot, like, because I kind of started to speak up a lot more in that relationship. So when stuff was going sideways, I was kind of like questioning her, like, what's going on? Is everything all right? And she, to her credit, she would sometimes try to talk to me more, text me more, or whatever. But I could always tell she wasn't really interested. She was just trying to, like, satisfy me, basically. So then I would comment on that. Like, I would comment on that and be like, you know, if it's going to be dry, I'd rather you not even. So to her, it's like, it was probably like, I can't win. Like, I'm trying, and he's lecturing me for trying. So, I mean, we had this one big blow up where she got a real nasty attitude with me. And I ain't quite have the mindset that I got nowadays. Because nowadays, I would have cussed her smooth out and told her about herself. Back then, I was kind of, I just like, okay, cool. I got offended by that, and I was like, cool, you ain't got to worry about me. And so I didn't talk to her for about 6 days or whatnot. And I went to New Jersey and hung out with Gabby from the show. And that's when I got a call from a content creator that I don't fuck with no more, named Sherelle.
Who's Gabby again? Real quick.
Gabby is a girl from New Jersey. She first appeared on Love During Lockup, the Hispanic girl that was with the dark-skinned guy named Chris.
Got you. Oh, okay.
Like
yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, so I got a call from this content.
You got a call from her? You got a call from her?
From Gabby?
Yeah.
No, I was at Gabby's house. I went up to New Jersey and hung out with her. Like, that's my homegirl. We like real close.
Oh, really?
So I was up, not like that.
Oh, okay. Because she ain't bad. I mean, she's a little erratic, but you know what I mean. She love brothers.
Yeah, Gabby's pretty. Gabby's real pretty. But we just got like a family type relationship, I guess.
Okay.
And so I got a call from a content creator that I don't fuck with no more, named Sherelle. Kind of asking me about my relationship with Lindsey. Like, what's going on with you guys? Or I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I ain't talked to Lindsey in days.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's saying that you guys aren't going to make it or whatever. And so I was like, what you mean? And then she started telling me all this different stuff. Like,
recently? This was recently?
No, that was back when we were together.
Okay.
I feel like she tried to break up with me basically, but she didn't know how to do it. Like, part of her didn't want to hurt my feelings, and part of her kind of wanted to keep me around for the show. So I feel like she was ready to break up with me, but didn't really know how to do it. So she just kept kind of beating around the bush about it.
She seems that way.
I'm the type of person, with me, you gotta be direct, whether it's gonna hurt me or not. Because if you ain't direct, if you somebody that I'm head over heels in love with, like I was with her, I'm gonna take the most optimistic route I can. So I remember.
I feel that. You want that to be your lady. Like, I'm told. That's what I mean. That females be missing that. They be tripping when a brother is all into them, pays for things. I'm all into you. I'm dead. I mean, how much more do y'all want? And that's what I mean, that opportunity is missed by a lot of women.
So I remember when the content creator told me that, I called Lindsey and we talked, and I was like, I forgot exactly all that it was. I had to look at my phone, but she was basically at the end of it said, I think we need to take a pause or something.
It wasn't the Kiblz and bitch, right? Kiblz and bitch. Right?
No, she can't stand me. Me and her don't. She hates my guts. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Fucking horrible. That bitch is horrible, bro.
We used to go at it, Jack. I don't really say much about it these days. But back then, I'm like public enemy number one for that lady.
Yeah. Oh my
but
God.
no, like
back and forth.
Lindsey told me, but no, when she was like, we need to take a pause,
Man.
I took the optimistic approach to that, and I was like, well, she didn't say let's break up. So
Yeah.
I took that as we just taking a little break for a minute, but we still together.
Bro, that means we breaking up. That means it's over with. If they say we taking a pause or anything, or I want to take a break or anything of that magnitude, that absolutely means, hey, I mean, if you ain't interested, like I said, we are kings, brother. And if you don't want us, there'll be another woman to worship us. Trust me on the other side.
I didn't take it that way. I took it like we still together. We just giving each other space for a minute. So
yeah.
And it was like 2 days later, I was on Snapchat, just scrolling through my Snapchat, and she was on my Snapchat, and I just happened to come up on her Snap. And that's when I, seen her at a church concert. And the next thing you know, the camera panned over. She got the camera in her hand, and she looking up at him, and they kissed. So that's the first time I saw that. I was pissed.
Man.
I was like, what the? I screen recorded that. I sent it to her and said, what the fuck is this? I remember that. And she was blowing up my phone trying to reach me, and I was hot. Like, my feelings was hurt. I was like wanting to kill somebody. I was like, I said, don't fucking call me this. We were going at it, and she was trying to call me. And and then it ended up getting out there on the internet partly because of me, because I went on a whole rant back, because that's back when I used to let my emotions control everything. So I went on a rant on Instagram, and another content creator that I was close with, Auntie, if I seen it, called me, asked me what was wrong with me. I didn't want to talk about it, but Auntie used to be good at getting stuff out of me. She got me to admit to it. I showed her that video. And then she put it on the internet, and then I got in trouble for ruining the storyline, but then I ain't care, because I'm like, this motherfucker, and basically, what she ended up telling me later on was, because I said, you won't even gonna tell me that shit till we got on camera. But that's what they wanted. They wanted her to keep that from me until we got on camera, so that all my real emotions could come out on camera like that.
Yeah.
I just happened to catch it beforehand, and that was before my season with Lindsey aired.
Okay.
So everybody was supposed to think that me and Lindsey were still together all that time, but and some people did, and some people had already caught on to who he was. So Blain was on the internet before he was ever introduced on the show.
On the internet doing what? What do you mean? Like
that video of them two kissing. The video of them two kissing got out there before.
Oh, okay. That's why they don't want, like you said, they don't want folks together, and they don't want you just doing anything when you under contract. I get that, but unless it exclusively says that that, hey, our contract can't do this, or
I mean, admittedly, I had a lot to do with that, though, because I'm the one that screen recorded it and showed it to the content creator. I mean, but at the end of the day, she's the one that recorded it and put it on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Knowing that somebody was going to see it, like, especially if your boyfriend is on your Snapchat, he's going to see it. So, I mean, I don't know. That just kind of was a...
Now, are they still together? Do you know? Even if they, I don't think I seen the dude.
I mean, initially, Lindsey was supposed to have came up here and stayed with me. I do believe that if she would have been allowed to come up here to Virginia, things probably would have been a little bit different. But they just didn't allow her to. Are they still together? I mean, tell you the truth, I don't really keep up with Lindsey like that. Like,
they friends though. They friends at the least.
She blocked me a long time ago, and
that's okay.
When I got in my relationship with the girl after her, that caused a lot of problems. So me and Lindsey kind of cut each other off. But
Mm.
I mean, I ain't got nothing against her no more. I'm always gonna like care about her, whatever. Her and my current girlfriend actually follow each other, which I didn't even know. I ain't know nothing about
What?
that, which is weird to me.
Wow.
But okay, but I
That's
don't think
crazy.
they're not together no more. Though I know that for sure. They broke up when they did their season on the show.
So I wanted to go back to the Kiblz and Bits bitch. I mean, do you even want to talk about her? I know I seen some back and what was that whole situation about? Like I seen text of her cussing at you and yeah, she got exposed basically.
I
And as
mean,
a content creator, you don't want to we ain't coming in like that, bro. I mean,
if you want me to talk about it, I will. I don't really care at this point. That
yeah,
lady,
man. What happened with that? Just give me an overall summary. Like what happened with that?
the best I can describe that my relationship with Kiki and Kiblz, or just Mary from Kiki and Kiblz, really, because the other
Yeah.
host is gone, and me and her
Oh.
kind of have always had an okay relationship. When I first met them, they reached out to me, like they DM me. I feel
Yeah.
like I was one of the original Love at the Lockup cast members
You
that
were.
they reached out to when they was trying to get on.
Yep.
And I became friends with them because I was like that with all the content creators that reached out to me. They were friendly to me, so I was
Yeah.
friendly with them. But I just didn't realize back then that some content creators only become friends with you because at the end of the day, they got to get there. So whatever information you're gonna give them, they're gonna butter up to you to give it to them.
Hmm.
And some of them,
Well, not me.
not you. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, and I'm definitely gonna
I'm
come
not,
at you with respect for sure. That's
some
just
of
me.
them, some
Yeah.
of
Some of
them,
them.
some of them, for instance, like I'm gonna say, according to Amber, to me personally,
And her
are
too. And her.
are
Yes.
genuine. Like I like Amber. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that
Yeah.
I've revealed and told to Amber that to this day she's never repeated. Anything that I don't want put out there,
Hmm.
she won't put it out there. And the reason why I respect her so much is because she won't put stuff out there that's not accurate. And she'll come to the
Yeah.
source and
Okay.
ask. She come to me.
Hmm. Okay.
Mary, like some of these other ones, like Mary and the one that I call fake Wendy Williams, Tracy Trendy, they just,
Well.
they'll take bits and pieces of stuff, or Mary will sometimes
Yeah.
get information out of you as a friend, and then when she gets upset with you, she'll take that stuff and use it against you. So
Wow.
in the
For
beginning, I was
clickbait.
friends.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was friends with them. I used to tell them everything. I used to vent to them. But back then, I didn't realize that it's also a competition between these folks. So
Hmm.
I used to be friends with all of them and tell them everything, not knowing that I was pissing the other one off
Hmm.
because they want me to be in their pocket. So I didn't know that. I was just telling them everything. And
Yeah.
so it looked like I was going from content creator to content creator, saying different stuff. And then when I got with the girl that I was with after Lindsey,
Hmm.
nobody liked her. She wasn't popular.
Addie, right?
No, no, not Addie. Her name
Who?
was Cece.
Oh, CC. My bad.
And
Yeah,
so when I
CC.
got with her,
Yeah.
she wasn't popular.
Mm.
A lot of them didn't like her. I remember Mary was one of the ones trying to entice me to basically keep entertaining Lindsey, try to get Lindsey back. I remember she was like, "Do you not realize that
Why?
people, when they say Love After Lockup, they say that's the show that black guy's on?" Basically saying that without saying that you're kind of like the face of the show in a lot of regards. So
Uh huh.
because Cece, my ex, had a problem with me being on the show. She gave me a
Hmm.
lot of issues having to portray myself with Lindsey.
Yeah.
Basically, she's the reason why I'm not on the show now because she,
Yeah.
caused me so many problems. So Mary was trying to help me back then.
Okay.
It's just that I wouldn't leave Cece because back then I thought that's what I wanted, and then a lot of Cece's personal business came out. Some of it I didn't know about. Some of it I did. Cece had a little bit of a record of her own that I knew bits and pieces about that I protected because to me, she's not a part of Love After Lockup. She's just my girlfriend. So the public don't need to know her business like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then other things came out like, the fact that she was married that I didn't know about until
Mm.
a week before everybody else did. So when I
Okay.
found that out, obviously I confronted her and she
Hmm.
explained to me what it was. I wasn't gonna go tell a bunch of content creators because I had already sang this girl praises like she's the best thing since, because I had been dating so many bad girls. I thought this, to me this was a good one. So I ain't about to go out now and tell people this after I done sang your praises, because then I'm just gonna look bad.
Hmm.
But as always, shit surfaces. The girl's
Yeah.
husband decided to make himself seen and went in Mary comment section and said something. And once that happened, they turned on me, because another content creator would always tell me that Mary really doesn't like you. And like she would always tell me she can't stand your ass. I never knew why in the beginning. I was like, why? I went on their channel and everything. I don't do nothing to them.
Yeah.
But she just swore up and down Mary didn't like me. So I always held that. And then once CC Business Cat got out there, everybody started to turn on me and attack me. And Mary was one of the main ones creating
Hmm.
videos about me. So that's when our beef
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
She started attacking me and then attacking CC. And then if you're going to attack me, I'm going to come back at you. So I used to come back at her. So then after a while, it died down because I basically took a hiatus off of social media because I was getting attacked so hard by
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Sherelle, like people I thought was friends of mine. So I just took a hiatus, and plus I was having issues with that relationship. I took a little break, but I never forgot. So then I
Yeah.
came back in January and came back full force, and then the beef started again. And then after a while, after time passed, like I got tired of little shots being thrown at me, even when I
Yeah.
wasn't saying nothing on her little word on the streets and whatever she does. And I'm also friends with Sean and Sarah from the show.
Sean, the white boy,
Yeah, and Sarah the
and
redhead.
okay, got you. Okay.
So Sarah's like one of my close friends. So she
Hmm.
was like, yeah, I was telling her like I'm getting tired of beefing with all these people. Like at that point, I hadn't had a problem with Mary in quite a while. So
Hmm.
she was like, maybe you should, reach out to her or something, like try to make a biz with her. So I did. I bit the bullet. I swallowed my pride, which I didn't feel like I needed to.
Not at all.
But I just tried to be the bigger person because I
Yeah.
felt like she wasn't gonna do it. So I reached out to her and called her and we talked and I thought we were good. Like I was like, me and Brianna are friends, so ain't no need for me and you can't be friends. Basically, and we talked and I thought we were cool. And basically, another person on Instagram named Mary Pants is not a content creator. It's just a
Hmm.
person that make memes, basically.
Hmm.
She made a meme about me, or she made a meme about the guys that Lindsey dates on the show and called it
Okay.
like the Lindsey bunch. And they had like the pictures up like the Brady bunch. And you
Nah.
had a picture of Scott and you had a picture of Blaine. And
Oh
then the
yeah, I
picture
forgot about Scott. Damn, that's right.
and then the picture that was supposed to represent me was some
Uh-huh.
dude that looked like Welvin the Great. Like
Oh hell nah.
so somebody
Oh, I'll kill you. Said what's the Kiblz did this?
she didn't do it. It was a person named Mary Pants that she's
Oh,
friends
Mary
with on
Pants.
Instagram.
Nah,
So, so,
bruh.
so somebody went into that comment section and tagged me and tried to like they trying to play you. It was just some follower that tagged me. So all I did was responded to the follower that tagged me. I didn't say nothing to Mary Pants. I didn't say nothing about Kiki and Kibbins. All I did was responded to the person, and I was like, man, I don't care. I was like, you know how many memes it is out here about me? I was like, I said, this woman probably think I'm still beefing with, because at that time, Mary Pants had turned on me because I was beefing with Kiki and Kibbitz. So I feel like at that time she didn't realize that I had kind of made amends with Mary, so she was still kind of taking shots at me. So I was just telling the follower that, hey man, I don't care. She can make out however many memes about me she wants. It's cool.
Yeah.
And I went on about my business. Matter of fact, I was doing my laundry. I was just doing my laundry that Sunday, and all of a sudden, Mary started texting me all these cuss words like "wow, baby, shut the fuck up." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" That's the stuff
What?
that you're talking about that I put on the
Yeah,
internet.
exactly. Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about too? And this and this. And I was like, look, now you ain't finna keep disrespecting me because she kept coming at me sideways. So I was like, all right, cool. You want to go there? And then for whatever reason, that's when she mentioned Auntie, the other content creator, out of nowhere. I don't know what. Go run to your auntie. That was all her. So I was like, cool. You want to play that game? I said that's when I was like, this is the dumbest decision she could have ever made because I'm going to put all this out there. And I screenshot it and put it all out there and, you know, expose it. And you still there? You there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh. So yeah,
I just put you up on the stage alone. I'm just kind of playing with it a little bit just so I can get some different type of different angles and whatnot. But yeah, I'm always here.
Absolutely, that's when I put her out there and exposed that, and then that was that, and then I left it be, and then later on down the line, she got exposed again because Auntie, the other content creator, kind of recorded her on a phone call, you know, exposing herself again, and then you know, another content creator, Geo, got involved in it. It was just a mess, and then after a while, I left it alone. You know, I disappeared. She put out the last nasty thing she put out about me is when I got with Addie. You know, because she couldn't wait. She's the type of person that can't wait for something negative to come out about you if she don't like you. Like I have a million positive things going on. Like I was all up in Brazil, getting all kinds of love.
Oh, nice! You were in Brazil, brother. Woo!
Yeah, none of that got portrayed on her channel. But the second I do something controversial, then she want to cover me. You know what I'm saying? That was back then. I'm not saying now, but back then, that's how.
Hopefully, her ass is blocked. Hopefully, she won't be able to, like follow you secretly.
I don't bother to block none of them because even if you do, they probably got other accounts, so they still gonna get your stuff. So I just,
for sure, absolutely.
You want to watch me be great? Watch me be great.
For sure. For sure. And any publicity they say is good publicity. So even this, you know, even this conversation, man, this chat is gonna put you out there, man.
But
and I wanted to
but I gotta say this, current day, I ain't had no issue with that lady. Ain't nobody really spoke about me and God knows how long. Like I went the last time they talked about me is when I went public with Addie and everybody had an issue with it because of age gap. Other than that, you know.
And you bring that to you know, that's a cute dog. What is that, like a wiener dog? Cute dog.
Just keep on crying.
Eagle. Absolutely cute, man. That's fine. I wanted to segue into Addie and whatnot, and a little bit of the controversy just regarding her. What is her actual age right now as of today? And is she your current girlfriend as of today?
Yeah. Well, her age is she's 18. And yes, she is my current girlfriend as of right now.
And how long have you been with her?
We've been dating since mid-February.
Mid-February? Okay. And she's been 18 the whole time?
Yeah.
And everything?
We turned 18 last year, November sometime.
Okay. So she's closer to 19 years old. Okay. I know you've been getting a lot of heat about that. And I'm like, bro, I'm 39. You're damn near 40 years old. And if I'm a single man, and if it's mutually agreed upon by even an 18-year-old or 19 or 20, it's my damn prerogative. And haven't people been listening to Fresh and Fit and all this other stuff? I don't really care for those guys, but I'm just throwing them out there because you know, a lot of the times I'm hearing them say, "Oh, men want younger," and that's not always completely true. But I mean, we want a woman who's going to love us. So I don't really care about the age gap. I ain't even care as long as she legit, brother. No one should be saying anything, and I'm telling that to everybody, the audience. I don't care what y'all saying. I'm speaking for my boy. I don't care. She is nice and ripe. So yeah, do your thing, brother. And I know. Go ahead.
I think that was more so like I was hesitant to even go public with that because I already knew what the perception was going to be. It's just when you get with somebody like she's head over heels in love with me, and so like
that's what you want, baby. That's
yeah,
what you want. That
and
is
vice
exactly
versa. And so when you
yes.
get with somebody like that, they don't want to be kept secret forever. Like I did my best to keep secret as long as I could, but like
Yeah.
I could tell she wouldn't say it right off the bat, but a little comment she would make, I could tell she was hinting at,
Yeah.
I wish she would show me. So
Yeah.
once we became a actual couple, I just I was like, you know what? I don't want to keep a secret forever. I'm gonna just deal with whatever's about to come my way. And so I showed her, and I think the mistake that we
You
made.
showed her what? You showed her what? Who exposed the relationship to
I mean,
the
I
media first?
publicly showed her,
Oh,
like
you did that first? Okay.
but I think
Because I
that
know she did it as well.
I think the main issue was number one, I had her on my OnlyFans, like, because she was first introduced. I didn't really tell nobody who she was. I just would put certain videos on my Twitter of me with some girl. I just
Okay.
wouldn't say who it was because I wasn't ready for the world to know that this is my girlfriend.
You
So
about to
I
be
said that.
famous, baby.
So
Yeah.
that's how I had her. And
Yeah.
then when I finally went public with her and people started to recognize who she was, I think the mistake that we made was, or the mistake that I made was putting her on my OnlyFans to begin with. Like I introduced her to that, and she's good at it or whatever. But I just feel like we probably should have did that a little bit differently because people just look at that like it's. I mean, it's money. That's how I look at it. But the mistake that we made afterwards was, we went on according to Amber's channel, basically trying to explain our relationship, and I always felt like I needed to do that every time. And now I'm kind of at the
Nah.
mindset where I know I don't need to.
Nope. Not at
But
all.
I tried to explain it. I tried the best to explain it so that people wouldn't get the perception that they still end up getting anyways. Because it's like I said in that interview with Amber, I've known Addie for some years. She initially reached out to me.
Oh, you have? Okay.
When she
You
was
known her
underage.
before Nicolle and all them? You know
No, no,
Addie?
no. I didn't
Oh,
know
okay.
Addie was a girl that was a fan of mine once I got on TV.
Yeah.
So when she reached out to me initially, she was underage and I wouldn't
Okay.
talk to her. Like she had to be about 15, 16 or whatever in my DMs. And I saw her and saw that she looked young, and I was just like, I can't talk to you.
You ain't 18, baby.
Like
That's
I was friendly because I'm
nope.
friendly with everybody in my
Yeah.
DMs, so I didn't want to be like, man, get the fuck on up out my DMs or whatever. So I just continued to be friendly with her, and she kind of respected that boundary that I set. I was like, we could be cool or whatever, but it's just, I can't do that. Like you're too young, like. Because she told me that the age of consent where she's from is 16 or whatever, but I was
Yeah.
like,
It's
that's not the age of
16 and
consent where I'm from.
18. Yeah, that's right.
I
That's right.
can't, and I didn't want to risk, like, I was talking to a bunch of women around that time. Plus, I'm on national television, so I'm not about to risk none of
Yeah.
that to be talking to no
Ain't
underage
worth it.
girl.
Ain't worth it.
But she was
Yeah.
cool, but I just stayed cool with her, but people got this misconception that once that happened, we carried on this relationship secretly until she turned 18. And that's bullshit. That's what
Bullshit.
pissed me
Okay.
off.
Cool.
Because once I told her that, she disappeared. Like, she didn't stay in my DMs 24/7. She disappeared for a long time and got with a boy. She reappeared about a year later to catch up with me.
Yeah. You said after she seen you on the show, so it was like, it could have been between 20. Yeah.
And then she
Okay.
disappeared again. And then I seen when she, was graduating high school, which was May sometime last year. And I seen she was about to go to college and about to get married and all that. So I would sometimes congratulate her in the comment section. But that
She
shit
was
don't
about to get married to who?
to her ex-boyfriend before me.
Was he black?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
what she did.
She like brothers. That's good. That's good. Okay.
And then she turned 18 in November, and I remember seeing that on Instagram. And I just told her happy birthday. Like, these people got this misconception that oh, he just waited till she turned 18. If that was the case, she turned 18 in November. I hooked up with her in February. I would have been in them DMs the second she turned 18.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pay her no, like I was talking to other people, and around that time I was entertaining Nicolle for the second time, and I had a Brazilian girl I was talking to also. So
all the while you left Addie on the back burner while you were filming because you was dealing with grown.
We weren't talking like that.
Oh, you weren't talking. My bad. You basically she said hi, whatever. Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
show.
She would just pop up in
replied,
my. She would just pop up in my DMs every so often. That's all.
Okay.
But it was then around February of this year or late January, she started reaching out to me more on Instagram. And I knew she was of age then.
Yeah.
Because I was always a little hesitant talking to her beforehand because of her age. Yeah. But now I knew she was 18, so I was a little more comfortable. And at first, she was just venting to me about her problems with the other dude she was with.
Yeah.
So I was just
that's what they love. That's what they love to do. And you're a good listener, and like you're perfect for that.
I was just giving her advice or whatever, and then eventually I knew she had a crush on me. So I think I kind of mentioned it. I was like, I feel like you got a little crush on me. And she, admitted it. And so once I seen that she was kind of leaving and breaking up with the guy, the writing was on the wall. You can see it.
Yeah.
And that she wanted me, I kind of just entertained it because at that time, I was falling out with Nicolle. Like, I was cutting Nicolle off anyways around that time. And then the Brazilian girl I was talking to, I was pulling away from her too because it was too long distance for me and too much of a language barrier. So
yeah.
I looked at her
Google Translate, just so you know, you can translate, boom, right from your phone.
That's what we were doing when I was there.
For sure. Oh man, that's not okay.
But man, I hooked up, I entertained her, and I was like, that's the youngest girl I ever dated in my life. So I knew it was risky, and I was like, we'll see how this go. I just didn't know how bad it was gonna be. Like, I took a risk and posted her, and the scrutiny I received and the backlash I received, I get it all the time anyway. Yeah. It was, a lot of stuff people called me hurts. Like, ain't nothing worse than being called a child predator. I tell her that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I tell her all the time, sometimes the way you carry yourself make me look bad on the internet.
Yeah.
And vice versa, because I know the way I carry myself sometimes don't make her look.
No, that's a shame for people to even mention that, unless they got proof otherwise. Hey, expose it like you've been exposing his life every other aspect. 18 years old, we got documented proof for that. And and I'm sure she's old enough because she's a dancer, right?
Yeah. That caused a lot of issues between us because I guess a lot of times I would take that anger out because I'm like, you got people calling me out of my name. I lost a lot of followers because of that. Like, I still got a whole bunch of damn followers, but I was one of those people that would pay attention to my following. So
yeah,
I was at about 100K.
Damn.
And when I went public with her, it started to dip, and now I'm at like 98 point something K.
Yeah,
so I lost a significant amount of followers, and that bothered me. And then not only that, but I lost a lot of friendships.
Staying true to you, brother. Yeah, stay true to you. Stay true to you.
That I thought was friends with me, cast members and everything, content creators. So I'm just like, okay, well, this how y'all feel. And so, yeah, I've been through a lot as a result of that, and so has she, because she gets she wasn't ready or prepared for the backlash she was gonna get from being attached to me. So, but for the most part, we stuck together. We still didn't nobody think we was gonna make it past 4 months.
How long you been together now? How long you been together with her?
6 months now.
6 months. Okay, y'all going strong, man. 7 months. Okay. Yeah, man. When you and I was going to mention, when you have a younger woman and you're an older man, you're able to lead and direct a younger woman in a better fashion, and just lead that you're real knowledgeable. You live life, So I'm sure she takes a lot from you, and that's, you know what I mean. You have experience that she
I
doesn't
don't know,
have,
man.
and
We
you
go at it
also.
sometime.
Oh,
We
y'all
go
go
at
at
it
it. She
sometime.
probably mature for her age. I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah.
if she, hey man, if she's good enough for you, man, she's good enough for me. And I'm glad that you. How's the OnlyFans doing, man? You wanna
I
you wanna. How's that been? Is that been a substance of revenue? And since
I mean,
she's like a dancer and whatnot, how do you feel about her dancing, man?
I
And how
don't like
often is she working?
I don't like it. She at work
You
right
don't like
now.
it? Oh, really? Okay.
I see that the
She
mistake I
comes
made
home to
though.
you though, bro. She comes home to
Yeah.
you,
The
right?
mistake I made in the beginning was encouraging that because I didn't meet her as a dancer. Like she wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
dance when we got together, and I kind of went. I was like, "Well, go ahead and go for it," because I don't want to discourage nobody from doing what they want to do. But
Yeah.
I never have been that comfortable with it, and
Mhm.
I was okay with it for a minute. I kind of let it ride, because at first he was in South Carolina doing it, so I couldn't really see what was going on. So I just
Mhm.
she was making bands, so I was like,
I
damn,
bet.
I can't even
I
say
bet.
nothing. But then she came up here and started working up here, and I was allowed to go to in the club with her some of the
Mhm.
times up here. And in the beginning, I really didn't have much of an issue with it. It's just after a while,
Mhm.
I started to see enough. Like she
Yeah.
wasn't doing nothing. It's
Just,
just the
just,
alcohol.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
and
feel, I feel you. Things could get out of hand very, very quickly, and
and so to
just
this
that whole
day,
perception. Yeah.
But to this day, we still have little arguments about that because I
Mhm.
told her I'm never gonna be okay with that. Like I'm letting you know
Mhm.
right now, that's not what I like. That's not what I want. I just deal with it. But I told
Yeah.
her you're never really gonna be a happy stripper, a happy
Mhm.
dancer with me because I'm always like my demeanor really dictates her emotions. So if she know I don't like something, it bothers her. It makes her feel bad that she's doing her job or whatever. But I keep telling her, you got to learn how to not let other people dictate how you feel. And just
Mhm.
because I don't like it, like you ain't never gonna make me like it. So I
Yeah.
said it's always gonna be like this with me as long as you're doing it.
How often are you there checking in, and how close is it to you? Like how often? All right.
Well, she
And
works in Virginia Beach, so it's about
oh, that's all.
45 minutes or so away.
Yeah, that's out there.
Normally, I go with her all the time. I would have been in there with her tonight if I wasn't doing this, and I had to work
Okay.
in the morning. I got to
Hey,
work
all
in the
right.
morning,
I
but
appreciate that.
normally I go with her when it's busy because
Friday night. Mhm.
she's more comfortable with me being there with her because
Okay.
she ain't
Oh,
trying to.
she is. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I
She
always
wants
thought.
you there with her.
Yeah, I always thought it was
Okay.
awkward because I'm like, man, ain't nobody supposed to know I'm your dude, but I
Yeah.
mean, they don't care.
They don't have to. You could, bro. You could be up in the corner, just be, posted up, and see how other brothers react to, your
Yeah,
female, and know that, and kind of by that, a brother kind of sees the caliber. So I'm assuming the caliber of his female. So I'm assuming she must be getting attention. She's young,
yeah,
and everything.
more
So
comfortable with me there because she like to
everything.
be able to let loose a little bit.
Yeah.
And, I'm not an alcohol person.
Okay.
I don't like her drinking, especially with her being the age that she is, but they
Are you a
allow it.
something else person?
What you mean?
Are you a something else person? Not alcohol,
I'm
but
very 420 friendly, yeah. Matter of fact,
ooh,
that's all I do, all day, every day.
ooh, holla at your boy.
But I mean, they allow her to do that stuff at that club. So I
Mm,
mean,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I ain't crazy about it. But when I'm watching you self destruct, that's when I
Yeah,
step in and say something.
yeah.
So
You caught in that life. You could see her. What you're saying is you could see her sinking into like that lifestyle.
I
Is
did
that
in
what you're
the
saying?
beginning because there was a period of time where I made her quit because I was so mad. I
Mm-hmm,
couldn't deal with it no more. But now she's back.
mm-hmm,
I got to a point where I felt like I took something from her that she really cared about. She wouldn't let me hear the end of it. I know how it feel when you passionate about something and you
Probably
feel like
because of the
nobody.
money. It's easy, quick money, bruh.
So
It's
eventually we
bands.
came to the agreement that she just go back. But ever since she's been back, she's been carrying herself pretty well. So I ain't had no reason to complain or nothing like that. And that's how I
Okay.
am. I'm real laid back. unless you give me a reason to say something.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
don't mind her doing that. Like she gets in her Instagram stories and sells her content and posts certain stuff that I don't ain't necessarily comfortable with. And then
Mhm.
it's not that I ain't comfortable with it, but then people come at me in my DM sideways and say your girl disrespecting you. She letting you letting her do this, this, and this, and this, but they don't understand she's doing it to
Mhm.
sell her content because people pay her for that. Like,
A lot of females are and they have a lot of them have men as well.
and
And
I
the
can't
fact that
talk.
you're local, you're her man, and she isn't gonna, just because she get attention from some other guy, she ain't gonna. I doubt
And I
people,
can't
women love
talk because I
accountability.
introduced her to it. Like I can't
Yeah,
say nothing because I'm the one that introduced her to it. I
yeah,
got an OnlyFans. I don't make as much money as her,
mm,
or my friend Jenna Shea or all them, but that's because they're girls. Like
yeah,
like
yep. That's a female career, brother.
man, you got to do more. Like I'm only gonna get so much, and it's only so much I'm gonna do on my OnlyFans because I'm not gay, so I'm not gonna do no gay stuff. I don't have no problems with them, but I'm just not.
Yeah,
And I
no,
know that I'm pretty sure a lot of people that subscribe to me on my OnlyFans is probably gay dudes,
homosexuals.
which is why I
Yes,
don't really interact with people like that on there. I
yeah,
just
bro. You want to
sell
stay.
stuff.
You want to stay true. You want to stay true to yourself, man. That's crazy, man. As far as you mentioned, and we're gonna wrap up, man, pretty soon. But you mentioned,
My battery about to die anyways.
okay, I'm sorry. You mentioned about like the like how they kind of curate about 50-50 of the scenes and whatnot. You have that means you have an acting experience, my boy. And do
Pretty
you do
much,
you
yeah.
plan on like pursuing like this reality world or acting or entertainment in some fashion?
I would
Because people do want to see you.
I would love to. I would love. I've been, once I TV has always been my passion. I never thought I would be
Mhm,
on it, but
mhm,
acting, that type of stuff, has always been my passion.
for
And
sure.
yeah, I would love to come back to do some type of television. Even I probably not Love After Lockup. They probably never have me back. But I
That's it.
mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like that's why I say I wish they would give you more PR training. Because if you really look at Love After Lockup, you
Mm,
notice nobody from that show really goes off to do anything else major. And it's
mm,
because they don't promote you like that. They want you to
yeah.
stay in that box, and it's up to you to promote yourself. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, coming off of that type of show, you ain't gonna get as much recognition as you would coming off of like Love and Hip Hop or something like that
Yeah.
because they look down on that show as a trash TV show. So, and they don't really
Interesting. I
get
don't know
they don't
why.
really give
Y'all
you,
on that level. Y'all on that level.
and they don't really give you the tools to put yourself out there. Like I feel
Okay.
like I got a little bit of recognition. Like I got to go on the nightly pop show.
Mhm.
I got the host the little New Year's special that we did for Love After Lockup with Brittany
Okay.
from Brittany and
Oh,
Marcelino. But I think the couple that got the most recognition is probably Monique and Derek. And that's
Monique
because
and
they
Derek.
got on the
Yeah.
shade room and all that type of stuff.
Hmm.
But like I'm about to do a Tubi
Okay.
movie.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, but that's because I know people. Like it's
Yeah.
not because of Love After. It's just because
It's all about who you know, my man. It's literally all
yeah.
about who you know. Yep.
But that's what I want. I want to get back out there. I want like I ain't my ego. I had a massive ego for quite a while because I was so
Okay.
white hot. But my ego done died. I'm pretty much irrelevant at this point.
Mm.
But I would love to get back out there and
Yeah,
do
you ain't
something.
you ain't you ain't irrelevant, man. People, just so you know, people are always on YouTube. It's a big platform, and people are always gonna
And that's why I started
forever
investing.
look at you.
That's that's why I started investing a little bit more in my YouTube channel for a while
Mhm,
because I was trying to show people different layers of me because a
mhm.
lot of people hold on to that Love After Lockup stuff, and that was so many
Exactly.
years ago for me now.
Yes.
So that's why I started getting on my social media and showing my creative side, like
Yeah,
putting
your
up. I started
personality.
posting all my little like cartoon creations and my little skits that I do.
Yeah, Twisted Tunes. What's going on with that, real quick? What's
That's
Twisted
something
Tunes? You're a
that's actually
graphic
something that
designer?
that's something that me and my boy Josh created when we was in the eighth grade.
Damn, really? Okay.
And yeah, I got all the original drawings that he drew
Okay.
Right back there,
Mm-hmm.
the old paper and everything. Basically, one day we were sitting in English class,
Yeah.
BSing, and he just drew a picture of Super Mario. He had a picture of Super Mario aiming a gun at Mickey Mouse, and I was like, "What is this?"
Wow. Really?
I said, "This is amazing," and he would just
Creative.
draw this stuff right in front of me. I was like, "This is like," and he would just give me all of these drawings. Then I
Wow.
had so much of them to the point where my mind got creative because I can write. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to put some stories behind these. So I
Mm-hmm.
started writing episodes, and that's how Twisted Tunes became a thing. And then
Mm.
basically, whatever character, like all he needed to do was see a picture of something, cartoon character, whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
he could draw it.
Got Bart Simpson
Remember?
up in there and Super Mario, King Kong and
And now you know
or
with AI, I
not
was
King
able to
Kong.
just
I
bring
think.
some of it to life. I could go back there right now and pull out some of them old
Well, hey,
drawings.
pull some. Yeah, let's check it out real quick, man. Let's see what you got, bro.
See, I got a backpack full of them.
Interesting.
Watch out, girl.
From eighth grade, and you said you use. I like that Tupac poster as well. You said
Yeah.
you said you use AI to kind of recreate these, huh?
Yeah, eighth grade was for me. That was the year 2000. So I don't had these
Mm-hmm.
things for 24 years now.
Mm-hmm.
All these photos
Mm-hmm.
are his drawings,
Damn.
different seasons. Like I even put I put season one right
That's a
there,
lot of okay.
and then this is basically the drawings. Like
Oh, okay. And then
this what I
you
based all
turn
the
those
AI
into
stuff.
AI.
Yeah, it's what I based all the AI stuff off of. You see Bart Simpson there and Bugs and all these
Okay.
Big Bird dead right there.
That's pretty good for eighth grade, man.
And you see how old this paper is? That's how long I done had it.
Damn, you just like me. You kind of keep stuff, man. That's a treasure.
Yeah,
All right.
because I told him what, like, this is one of my favorite ones with the Rugrats on it.
Oh yeah, that's our era, man. That's all right. How old are you, man? Actually, 36, 37?
I'm 37.
37. Okay. All
Yeah.
right, man. Yeah, Rugrats and Doug and all those
Yeah, well, I told him that one day, whichever one of us make it, whichever one of us get the platform, that's who's gonna put it out there.
gotta put
I
it
got the
on.
platform, so
Yeah, man. That's good, man. Hey, man, I want to thank you very much for coming on once again.
yeah, no
I
doubt.
highly appreciate it. Thank you for your time and talking to me. Damn near 2 hours. We went into a lot of stuff, man, and I highly appreciate that. And thank you so much for your time, man. I don't want to keep you any longer, but you have a good one, man. All right, we're gonna end it there. And for everybody who wants to keep up with Daonte, make sure you guys go to his YouTube channel, diving in to the D or diving in with the
Dive into it with D.
dive into it with D. Make sure you guys go and like all of his content. And man, like I said, man, prolific, and one of the most famous. And you a celebrity, bruh. I know that might touch your heart a little bit, but the essence of a celebrity is where you can walk outside, man, be known, and people know you all over the world. I'm way in California. I ain't got nothing to do with you, but I learned about you through your willingness to put yourself out there in your story, man. And I hope nothing but good comes your way and more collabs. And I'll definitely check in with you for sure. I hope to catch up with you soon enough at a later point, man, and keep me posted on what you got going. And do you want to throw your OnlyFans out there or anything like that, man?
I mean,
Already,
OnlyFans is Daonte 1987. If you want to see me, if you're interested in all that,
for y'all ladies, for the ladies out there, if y'all wanna see a brother right there, that's the case. Also, your Instagram handle, you want to throw that out there for us, man? Make sure people follow you.
my battery on 1, but my Instagram is Daonte_love_after lockup, basically.
All right, man. Well, you take care. Hey, thanks a lot. I highly appreciate that again, man.
All right, appreciate it.
All
Dog.
right, late, bro.